Welcome, everybody, to today's class. We're talking about self-silencing and self-trust today. In a world where external pressures and societal expectations often dictate our actions, behaviors, it's crucial to explore how we can reclaim our own voices and cultivate trust in ourselves. Self-silencing refers to the act of suppressing one's thoughts, feelings, and needs to avoid conflict, maintain relationships, or conform to societal norms. It often stems from a fear of rejection, criticism, or abandonment, leading individuals to prioritize the needs of others over their own even. Self-silencing can be influenced by various factors, including, upbringing, cultural expectations, past experiences of maybe invalidation, and even internalized beliefs about worthiness and belonging. It can manifest in different ways, such as avoiding confrontation, and downplaying achievements or neglecting self-care. Chronic self-silencing can have detrimental effects on mental, emotional and physical well-being. It can lead to feelings of resentment, low self-esteem, anxiety, depression, and even diminished sense of, self-worth. Additionally, it can hinder authentic communication and, prevent individuals from forming meaningful connections with others. The first step is becoming aware of our patterns and the underlying fears that drive them. Second, we learn to validate our own thoughts and even acknowledge our emotions without judgment. Third, we start setting and maintaining boundaries, which is crucial for honoring and protecting our emotional, well-being. Number 4 is taking time to nurture, our needs, including spiritual, to strengthen our connections. Expressing ourselves, it's embracing the vulnerability even authentically. This, we know, requires courage and resilience. Now, finally, I'll give you 2 real-life examples I want to share with you, So, Sarah, a young woman who struggled with self-silencing for most of her life, growing up in a family where emotions were rarely discussed. Sarah learned to suppress her feelings and opinions to avoid conflict. As a result, she often felt unseen and unheard, even in her closest relationships. Sarah's turning point came when she started therapy and began to explore the root cause of her self-silencing tendencies. Through introspection and self-reflection, she realized that her fear of rejection and abandonment had been driving her behavior for years. With the support of her therapist and loved ones, Sarah gradually learned to validate her own emotions and assert her needs and behaviors, even her boundaries too. Over time, Sarah noticed a profound shift in her relationship and overall well-being. She had a new sense of, internal freedom. And by embracing even her vulnerability and expressing herself authentically, she deepened her connections with others, even cultivated a greater sense, of self-trust and self-acceptance. Today, Sarah continues to prioritize her emotional well-being and advocates for open communication and, authentically in all aspects of her life even. So, we got example 2. Okay, now let's turn to Mark, a middle-aged man who struggled with self-silencing in his professional life. As a people pleaser by nature, Mark found himself saying yes to every request and taking on more responsibilities than he could handle. Despite feeling overwhelmed and burnt out, he hesitated to speak up out of fear of disappointing others or being perceived as incompetent. Mark's breakthrough came when he attended a workshop on assertiveness and boundaries in the workplace. Inspired by the stories of others who have overcome similar challenges, he made a commitment to prioritize his own well-being and set clear boundaries with his colleagues and supervisors. Though it felt uncomfortable at first, he gradually learned to assert his needs and delegate tasks effectively. As Mark began to assert himself more confidently, he noticed a positive shift in his work environment. His colleagues respected his boundaries and appreciated even his honesty, and he felt a renewed sense of empowerment and control over his workload. By honoring his own needs and values, Mark not only inspired his job satisfaction, but also gained a new found sense of self-trust and self-respect. There are just two examples of individuals who have embarked on the journey of overcoming self-silencing and, building self-trust. So, their stories remind us that change is possible, and that by acknowledging our worthiness and honoring our authentic selves, we can transform our lives in profound ways. As you reflect on these narratives, I encourage you to consider how you can apply these insights, to your own life. What steps can you take to break free from self-silencing and cultivate greater self-trust and even authenticity? Remember, the journey may be challenging at times, but the rewards of reclaiming your voice and honoring your truth are immeasurable. Thank you for joining us today. And until next time, may you continue to embrace your unique voice and shine your light brightly in the world. Okay, guys. See you soon. Bye.